What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel, Kfitz, my life. It is a beautiful morning here in Nashville. An absolutely beautiful morning. Let's see who's here. What's up, Southern Boss Lady? What's up, Arthur Scott? Exclusive Princess and Nubian Sister. What's going on, everybody? It's good to see you guys here. I just thought this would be a interesting thing to talk about, but we'll see who else is gonna come. I don't have a ton of views on this. I have a pretty narrow view on this topic, but who knows? Somebody else may say something and be the thing to change everybody's perspective on this topic. But what's going on, guys? I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody is nice and rested after the Thanksgiving holidays. I didn't really do anything. I was going to do a live stream on Thanksgiving and just have all of us XJWs talk to each other. Maybe we can do that for Christmas, because I know some people still, don't really celebrate Christmas, or don't really. Some may not have somebody to talk to or chill with on those days. So if not, maybe we can do a stream and we can all just chill out together. But we will see. We will see. What's going on, self-care boss? What's going on? Everybody else is in the afternoon, it seems like. I'm still morning. I only have a few more minutes of morning left, but it's still morning here in Nashville. It's good to see you guys in the chat. I've been a little busy lately. I took a gig and I was choreographing, so I couldn't really do my normal Wednesday streams anymore. And now I'm not doing that, but I think I just kind of like doing Sunday morning streams. I don't know, maybe we'll just pick a day, but if I had a choice, it would probably be Sunday morning. But we'll see. We'll probably end up doing some more streams throughout the week. But we will see, guys. I'm going to do another show. I got this newspaper that comes through my neighborhood, and it's a pretty interesting topic. I'll talk about that probably coming up this week. But anyway, let's just get on this little topic, and this might be a quick little stream. We probably won't be on all morning or afternoon. Is there a such thing as unconditional love? Man, I was thinking about that. I was having a conversation with someone about it, and it's such a cliche sounding thing, and I know it's something that we all have heard someone say. I mean, Southern Boss Lady, you hilarious. I love the XJWKH sessions. Who's taking out the speaker today? That is so funny. That's that's one of the reasons why I kind of like doing it on Sundays, because it kind of has that same feel of the Sunday morning thing. And but it's not the same thing. We're we're like so not on that anymore. But the thing is, man, I was having a conversation with someone about unconditional love, and it's such a weird topic, because we hear it so much. Like, when we're little, we hear people say, "I'll always love you no matter what you do. There's nothing you can do to make me stop loving you." We hear it from our parents. you might end up in a relationship with somebody and they say, I love you unconditionally. But it seems like the fact of the matter is, in most instances, that there's really not too many instances where there's really a such thing as unconditional love, man. Love is kind of conditional. People are kind of like, yeah, I'll love you, as long as you don't fuck up too bad. I'll love you on the condition that you don't. Most people have a list of conditions, and it may not be spelled out as condition 1, condition 2, condition 3. But at the same time, most of us have things that we will tolerate and not tolerate. And if you do one of those things, then you're no longer going to love that person the same way. Google Slime. Hi, how you doing, Google Slime? I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. That's an interesting name. Google Slime says, don't fall in love. If you do, soon enough, you will find yourself with a broken heart. That's interesting. Who else thinks that way? Who else thinks that you shouldn't fall in love? Because inevitably it's going to leave you with a broken heart. That's a very interesting statement. That's a very interesting statement. Google Slime, are you male or female? Or do you not want to disclose that information? I'm just interested. I can't tell from your little avatar, your little picture, and the name either. But yeah, it's and coming from the upbringing of us, some of us here being XJWs, we have a very different look at whether or not there is a such thing as unconditional love. Because personally, I can remember hearing my parents, specifically my father, telling me, I'll always love you no matter what. But see, I know people, and even in the conversation I was having, I know people will say, somebody can, let's take the instances of being an XJW, and somebody saying, well, just because they don't talk to you anymore doesn't mean that they don't love you. But see, then that starts the conversation of, okay, is love a noun or a verb, or simply one of or either? Because in my opinion, love isn't just a noun, it's kind of a verb too. So if you're going to say you love somebody, then there's action behind that too. It's not just saying, yeah, I love you, but I'm not going to mess with you. Like, it's such a weird dynamic, because can you love somebody, truly love somebody, but shun them at the same time? Is it possible to really say, yeah, I love you with all my heart, unconditionally, but then they do something to where you're no longer able to physically show them love anymore. Is that possible? Is that how love works? I need some input on this. I would really like to hear what you guys think on this topic. Because I don't have all the answers. I just like to pontificate and ask questions and see what everyone else's what everyone else's thoughts are. Because I do have my own, but I don't know everything. I don't know everything. What do you guys think? Is it possible? Is it possible to love someone unconditionally? Is it possible to love someone but not mess with them? Is it possible to say I love you unconditionally and shun you at the same time? Is it at all possible? I remember watching now me as a parent, I wonder if it does exist between certain parents and their children. Obviously, in our situation as XJWs, I don't think I've experienced unconditional love from my parents to me. I really can't say that I think I've experienced that. I don't think I have. Now, from the standpoint of me to my daughter, I think I can, I'm pretty positive that there is not too much that my daughter could do where I would just no longer love her. Like, it would have to be something real extreme, like murder me or something, to where I was just no longer able to physically show her any type of love anymore. But what's up, Ray from Jackson, Mississippi? Exclusive Princess 1 says, I think it's possible, but not as a JW. That's interesting. That's very interesting. And I wonder if that something that JWs only have the ability to not have? I wonder, does that same issue happen? Being a JW does make it difficult, but it seems like there's still that same problem even if you're not a JW. Southern Boss Lady says, an indoctrinated person can do. They will say they love you, but if you do something they don't like, then you become subhuman. And that plays to what I was saying earlier. At what point does the unconditional love become conditional? Let's see if I can say this name right, and if you're listening, you can let me know. It's Aziz Dramo says, what is true love? See, that's a great question. Is true love the same for everyone? Does everybody look at love the same way? Does everyone experience love the same way? Is everyone's requirement to be in love the same? Is it possible for some of us as XJWs to even really, really, truly know what love is? And even more than that, is it possible for us to know what unconditional love is? Have we experienced it, and do you have to experience it in order to know what it really is so that you can show it to someone else? And I think that might be a huge issue with a lot of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses and maybe even current Jehovah's Witnesses. And I don't think this conversation is applicable only to Jehovah's Witnesses. I think there's an issue with whether or not unconditional love really exists, in human interaction in general, especially the way the world is now. Everything, I'm sorry about the barking, that's my neighbor's dog. Everybody is so trigger happy on being triggered nowadays. And it's very difficult to be able to show unconditional love, because for the most part, every interaction nowadays seems to be so conditional. Like, if you say one thing that somebody doesn't like, that is a huge problem, and now people are triggered. And does that extend into the showing and accepting of love from humans nowadays? I would wager that it does. I would wager that it's really, really hard to find and experience true love in this climate, man. I really would. What do you guys think? Have any of you here in the chat or here watching today, have you experienced true love? Have you been, or unconditional love? Have you thought that you were experiencing unconditional love and were shown that love actually had conditions? Have you thought you were showing someone else unconditional love, and then something they did changed your unconditional love for them, and then you realize suddenly, hey, wait a minute, I have a condition on this shit. Come on, talk to me. Tell me what you guys think. Let's just make this a conversation, because I have a lot of questions about unconditional love. I have a lot of questions about love in general. I think maybe a lot of us in the XJW community, I think we have issues with love. I think we have issues with showing love. I think we have issues experiencing love. I think we have issues receiving love. I wonder if deep down we even really know what love is. I think our view of what love is has been severely skewed, maybe even damaged in some instances. And I can only speak for myself. I know for me, love has been a really weird thing for me. It's hard to experience it. It's hard to show it. It's hard to receive it from people. It's and I would wager that it is because of how betrayed that I felt inside the organization, around people who I thought were showing me love, around parents who I saw show other people love because they were living inside the bubble of conditions that allowed them to give them unconditional love. And see, that's the thing, with my situation, my parents, as I've said before, my parents were able to continue to love my ex-wife because she was still a Jehovah's Witness, even though I'm pretty positive they never had the same conversations with her Like when they told me, hey, I'll always love you, I'll always be here for you. And then when they stopped being there for me, obviously one of the conditions of the love was you have to be a Jehovah's Witness. And so since she was a Jehovah's Witness, she's still able to receive unconditional love, quote unquote, unless one of the people inside that bubble of the condition of being a Jehovah's Witness step outside that bubble. Then it's over. Nubian Sister 1956 says, actually, hold on. What's up, John Hill? What's going on, John? We never finished that other live stream, John, because Bruce got sick. So we never had it. We still may have that conversation. We've still been talking about that show. Bruce still wants to converse with you. So we're still going to have that show, and I'll totally let you know when we have it. John Hill says, Love equals cheating, giving an STD, murder, lying, anything else you consider bad. I don't know if I understand that one, John. Hold on, let me read that again. John love equal cheating, giving an STD, murder, lying, anything else you consider bad. Maybe you can elaborate on that. Nubian Sister 1956 says, I think that love and obligation is synonymous. Okay. Ray, I think true love is when you sacrifice something. My grandmother showed unconditional love toward me no matter what foolishness I did. Most importantly, she raised me when my parents failed to do so. Okay, thank you, John. See, I was thinking that, but I'm like, let me make sure. Yeah, nowadays, John, for a lot of people, that is exactly what love is for a lot of people. Dude State Project, good old Sunday morning X-Dub meeting. Yo, friends, what's up, Dude State Project? Sorry, John. John's like, dude, I'm just joking. Come on, calm down. Nubian Sister, love and obligation is synonymous. That's a very interesting sentence. I would really like for you to elaborate on that. I would really like for you to elaborate on that. It's getting good, guys. It's getting good. So my Ray says, and you guys, the numbers on the screen, if you guys want to call in and we can have a conversation about this, let's get it. We can get it. I'm going to read Ray's statement again because that's pretty cool. I think true love is when you sacrifice something. My grandmother showed unconditional love toward me no matter what foolishness I did. Most importantly, she raised me when my parents failed to do so. So does sacrifice equal true love? If you sacrifice something, does that mean true love? Is that what true love is? Is it sacrifice? Is that part of it? What is it about true love where it requires sacrifice, or unconditional love where it requires sacrifice? Can you still love someone unconditionally if you are unable to sacrifice something, but you still love that person? Nelson Sills says, yo, check in from Atlanta. True love is giving, sharing, with the thought of nothing in return but more love. Okay. Now I've seen true love mentioned, or love mentioned this twice now. Now, is true love and unconditional love the same thing? that's the issue now. Is true love and unconditional love the same thing? And if not, what's the difference? And if they are the same thing, how so? How so? If you guys could, you come into the window, if you could like the show, we're getting some good comments. It's going pretty good. If you could like, if you haven't subscribed already, which I'm pretty sure most people have, but if you haven't, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Let's look at this chat. Let's see what everybody's talking about. John, your comment was so funny, bro. That is hilarious. That is freaking hilarious. And see, a lot of times you think that. Ray says true love and unconditional love equals some heavy shit. Yeah, it is, man. It's heavy. It's heavy. Southern Boss Lady says unconditional love is being ride or die for a friend, having your back through thick and thin. All right, Johnny Gill. You need to go ahead and go ahead and make a song for that. What's up, Michelle Martin? Hi. Dude State Project. Mom and dad always show love. However, Jehovah always came first. Jehovah was always in front of my sister and I. Before everything, Jehovah allegiance. Oh, Dude State Project. What a great statement. Great statement. Great statement. Let's talk about that. Let's unpack that statement for a second. Let's unpack that statement on XJW Sunday. You know how we do on XJW Sunday. And that's another reason why I like doing the live streams on Sunday, the Sunday live streams, because I'm pretty positive for the most part everybody that's in the live stream is associated in some way with being an ex-Jehovah's Witness. So that makes it a little bit special. So I think I want to reserve the Sunday streams for our XJW conversations, you know. But that last statement, hold on one second. Let me do something really quickly, guys. Give me one moment. That last statement was a really good one. And I really want to unpack that. Our XJW conversation. Really want to unpack that one. All right. Sorry about that, dog. It's all right. He'll be all right. I don't know what's wrong with that dog. What he's mad about. He's having a bad day or something. He'll be all right. All right. So that last statement, Dude State Project said, that was really, really good. Mom and dad always show love. However, Jehovah always came first. Jehovah was always in front of my sister and I before everything Jehovah allegiance. See, that's the thing. And this is going to probably go off on a short little tangent, but just allow me to have my tangent for a second. I don't understand, and this may be a session where you guys can help me with something as much as I try to help other people, because my views aren't perfect. I don't know everything. I just say what I think. My issue with Jehovah in the form that he is in with the congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses is exactly what Due State Project said. What kind of God is going to want you to put him before your own kids? I don't get that. Like, I understand in whatever view or form of religion that you follow, that they say things like God should come first. God should be the first thing in your life, and then everything else follows. But I don't understand the aspect of it from, like Due State Project says, your allegiance to Jehovah has to supersede your allegiance to everyone else in every other situation, even a situation that is a life and death situation for that person. Your allegiance to Jehovah has to supersede that. How can Jehovah God say that I have unconditional love for you, but if you give your child some blood to save its life, we're done, dude. We're done. Because you tried to save your kid's life. You put that kid before me. And so we're done. I would wager, one, that is fucking ridiculous. And two, I would wager that Jehovah's Witnesses are incapable of showing unconditional love because the God they worship is unable to show unconditional love. And if that God is unable to pass that unconditional love to them, how can they pass unconditional love on to other people? So, Due State Project, that comment was super on point, dude. Great comment. Michelle Martin, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you, Michelle. Michelle Martin says, Due State Project, your parents very well could have been my parents. Same thing, they put the whole Jehovah Allegiance thing in full swing. So, yeah, man. I get it, bro. I get it. That was something else I wanted to mention too. Hold on. There we go. Nubian Sister, 1956 says, for instance, new parents, newlyweds, etc., must adopt the needs of another person besides themselves, and often self-denial is inevitable. Southern Boss Lady says indoctrination is a beast, and it is. Let's look at Nubian Sister's comment. For instance, new parents, newlyweds, etc. must adopt the needs of another person besides themselves, and often self-denial is inevitable. Nubian Sister, you have some deep comments. We're gonna need some of you guys to call in. We need some of you guys to call in. Sweeney Rod says, like Abraham sacrificing Isaac, Jehovah expected him to. Guys, man. Religion is a trip, man. Ray said, I was thinking about that blood issue crap this morning. How can you let your child die? I'm so thankful I wasn't raised a Jehovah's Witness, just around it for 8 years. I agree with you, man. I remember having that same conversation with my ex about my daughter. And, you know, I told her there's absolutely no way if something were to happen to her and I am able to give her blood that she's not going to get my blood. She's going to get that blood. She's going to get it. She's going to get that blood if I have to, damn it, slit my wrist and put it in a rag. She going to get that blood, man. I'm not gonna sit and watch my daughter die because of, you know, a few dudes that I've never talked to said so. I'm not doing that. But you know what's interesting, guys? Yeah, you guys can call in. Southern Boss Lady, you so funny. Here's the thing, guys. The Jehovah's Witnesses are able to show such unconditional love to the governing body, even though the governing body doesn't show unconditional love to them. It's so interesting. Think about it, guys. We've just ran down a laundry list of situations where, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we would not receive unconditional love. And I just wagered, maybe incorrectly, that Jehovah's Witnesses are unable to show unconditional love because they haven't received it. But they seem to be so willing and able to give unconditional love to the governing body, even though the governing body has flat out lied about things, gotten things incorrect, said that they were inspired, then said that they were not inspired, hid the names of people who were molesting children, caused children to die because they wouldn't allow them to give blood. Not only children, people's parents too. Took away these adults' ability to receive a higher education. Flat out said, the originator of the organization flat out said that black people were basically stupid, not intelligent, and easily malleable, and would be so happy to just be a slave, basically, to the watchtower. And in the face of all of that, they are still able to give unconditional love to the governing body. Why is it that they can give unconditional love in that instance, but not in any other instance? People have been so indoctrinated. It's just like Stockholm syndrome. It's the same thing, man. It's deep, man. It's deep. It's deep. Southern Boss Lady says the JWs have been programmed to be robots. They are under the spell of the governing body. And it's true, man. It's true. Boy, Ray Ray. Oh, shit. Guys. Oh, shit. Ray Ray just mentioned this comment. Ray Ray says, mention about religion. Have y'all seen the pastor come flying in from a cable in a church in South Haven, Mississippi, demonstrating the return of Jesus? Man, that junk was freaking unbelievable. Have you guys seen that? I know it's it's a bit of a tangent off of what we've been talking about, but that junk is ridiculous. Talk about freaking unconditional love. These people are still loving this dude, even though he has this exorbitant amount of money spent on flying through the church. And it didn't even have a point. It's like, okay, that's what you think Jesus coming back is gonna look like a dude on some ropes flying through. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Man, hold on. You know what? I might even have to just find that. Because that junk was crazy, man. That junk was crazy, man. Hold on. Let me see something here. Let me see something, guys. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think, man. Let me know what you guys think. There are so many instances where, like Sweeney Rod said with Abraham sacrificing Isaac, where we're expected as humans to show unconditional love. We're expected to show it, but we're not. I don't know if we're giving it. Self-Care Boss says that alone makes you think. It does not exactly. I'm hoping you're saying the same thing that I'm just talking about now, but that does make you think, man. It makes you think, man. You have to think about that. How many times have we been asked as humans in the book of the Bible to show unconditional allegiance to God? But God got pissed twice and destroyed everything. God said, you know what, man? I'm sick of y'all. I'm killing everything. but y'all supposed to love me unconditionally. I love y'all unconditionally. I'm gonna always give you opportunity to make it good if you mess up. Except for the whole world of people who got killed in the flood. They don't get, they got no second chances. But why is it in the case of religion in the Bible that we haven't been able to get the same unconditional love? Hold on, let me see something. Let me see if I can find. I'll find that clip that. Hold on, let me see something. Give me a second, guys. I'll find it and put it up here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll put it. I'll put it. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll find this and we'll get it. Hold on. All right. Let's see. We'll figure that out in a minute. Southern Boss Lady says the JWs want that paradise earth so badly they will let nothing get in the way of that hope. They will sacrifice their children for it in a heartbeat. Wow. Think about how unconditional loving that is. I I want this paradise earth and I want to experience it so bad. I want it so bad. I'm going to let you die so I can get there. Due State Project says, we went to Bethel in the 80s and I met Fred France. Later on, I ended up meeting many other of the Talking Head GB members, governing body members. I only realize now I was idolizing creepy, weird old men. They worship men. Wow. And you know what? Due State Project, man, you are lighting it up, bro. You are lighting it up because that is so true. You remember how you used to look at the governing body members? Like, used to look at them like they were freaking gods or something, dude. Excuse me. We would look at them like, dude, the governing body, they're anointed. They're anointed. They are the anointed people. And you, like, just the mention of the governing body, you would be like, oh man, They anointed. They anointed. And I remember thinking that. I remember being like, man, they are anointed, man. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna see if I can find this little clip. There's a couple people I think haven't seen it. I'll see if I can find it for you guys real quick. Hold on. See if I can find it real quick. I think my joint is a little broken. It's not working the right way. Hold on. Let's try it one more time. One more time. Exclusive Princess 1. So sorry I had to step away for a minute. Who from the governing body made the statement about African Americans? Hold on one second. Now, what I was referring to, there were publications written early in the start of the organization by Charles Russell. Charles Russell was writing about how basically simple-minded and malleable black people's minds were. He was talking about how that black people were very easily influenced, and that black people they shouldn't give black people a lot of the publications, because for the most part, unless some of the white people in the congregation was there to actually explain it to them, they wouldn't understand what the publications were saying anyway. And so it would be like wasting publications. But he was saying that once they understood what they were trying to do, that black people would be so happy to just be in service to the Watchtower because of how simple-minded they were. He was basically just saying, this black people are silly. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right, hold on one second, guys. I know, right? Dude State Project, you are on fire this morning. I'm going to put the number back up. We're going to see if everybody's like, dude, call in. Call in. Michelle Martin says, my mom would talk so damn highly of the everybody, the circuit overseer, the district overseers, the regular pioneers, the missionaries. It was disgusting. Dew State Project, you are bringing a lot of memories back to me with your comments. Major flashbacks. Yo, man. It was crazy back then, bro. It was so crazy. That is exactly how it is, man. Dude State says he's talking about meeting someone who was a um voice of the drama cassette tapes. When I met him, I thought I was meeting Jehovah as a kid. That's hilarious. Yeah, call up DSP. Let's check. Let's chop it up, bro. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. What's up, Marbo Marsky? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Everybody's being shy this morning. We're gonna need somebody to break the mold here and and call up. It's usually how it is. It's like some one person to call up and then it just starts the ball rolling. Yeah, you know what? You guys are bringing up some good stuff. Um, I remember too. Michelle Martin says another flashback. So my mom had cassette tapes of talks from different people at Bethel's and others. She would always play them in the house. I always thought that was strange. Yeah, that was strange, but you do remember. Yeah, I know we all remember how everybody used to sit around and with their cassette recorders at the talks and just record the whole talk. You just be sitting around record people just recording talks. And I guess um I guess like she said people would actually play it again. I know my mother would record talks, but I would never hear them again, you know. But yeah, man. You know what? And I think that's the main thing. It's just great to be out of it. And that's why I don't like to talk about the organization too much. I like talking about how it feels to be out and doing things now. And there's sometimes, yeah, I do touch on it. But Southern Boss Lady says, call in requests, dude, Michelle, then Marba. um, I like to talk about it, but I don't like to dwell on it. And I like talking about things that kind of help with the way I feel about leaving. And the unconditional love thing is a big thing for me because I've heard it so many times. I've heard it so many times. And you want to believe that there is a such thing as unconditional love. But it's so hard to believe that when you've experienced someone say that they do and then you see them completely reverse that behavior. So I think that's a very damaging thing to a person. And so I've been wondering, which is why I had this topic. I've been wondering, is it really, really real? Are people really even designed to be able to show unconditional love? Self Care Boss has a good question. She says, I've never been a Jehovah's Witness. Do you all feel like the governing body has unconditional love? If so, for whom? That's a good question, man. Because at some point that begs the question, do these people really truly believe what they're saying? And as somebody who's been in the organization, we all know that we know people, excuse me, who are in the organization because they truly 100% believe everything that they're being told. So that just makes you ask, okay, well, if these people can completely 100% believe what they're being told, then of course the governing body would have the ability to believe what they're saying, right? And if they believe it, then I got on my nose. Shit. They believe it, then they would have to have some unconditional love for somebody. And if they have it for somebody, who is it they have it for? Do they honestly love the people they're indoctrinating? Do they love them? Do they love the other members of the governing body? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But the thing I think that is most important with all of this that we talked about, what's up, junk food vegan? Yeah, you missed it all, man. You missed it. Dude State Project says, streeting right now, about to go down at the cart. I'll call in someday. Are you live streaming that? Dude State, are you recording your cart crash? That's funny. I think it's cool that people are able to do that. If someone were to come to my house, I would really, have a conversation with them. Or if I was just out and I saw them, I think that the thing for me, it would be difficult for them to even have a conversation with me because I know, for one, I know it's gotten out that I'm doing this because I've seen several Jehovah's Witnesses and they look at me a little differently. Do State said, I record. I haven't tried live yet. All right. Sure, you got your cell. All you have to do is just open the YouTube app and just click record. It just starts recording and doing it live right there, and it's super easy. I would check out your channel, bro. I haven't checked out your channel. I'm gonna go, guys. Let me go. Let's go. I'm gonna go check out his channel. If you haven't subscribed to Dude State, we need to subscribe to him. I'm gonna go to his channel right now. Go to his channel right now. I'm going to put a link to his channel. It's a link to his channel in the chat. So if you haven't subscribed to him, give that man a subscription. Give that man a subscription. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. How many of you guys have actually had a conversation with a Jehovah's Witness that came to your house after you left the organization? Who's had a conversation with a Jehovah's Witness after they left and a Jehovah's Witness came to their house? Who has that happened to? Now, with me, I remember coming home and there was a track in the door, a tract. Track. There was a tract in the door. And I know they don't know me personally, as a Jehovah's Witness that lives there. They're just leaving it there. But it was kind of weird. And I just, of course, just balled it up and threw it away. But I've kind of been looking forward to the day when somebody comes to my door. I kind of want that to happen. I kind of want that to go down. I kind of want to have a conversation. Just a conversation. It's a friendly hey, we all friends here. We don't have to get ugly. We can just have a nice little conversation. Nice little conversation. Southern Boss Lady says, yeah, they believe everything that is being said. That is why I fear my parents will lose it literally if they finally wake up 50 years plus. Man, that's crazy. You ever think about that though, man? 50 years. Southern Boss Lady, do you have any type of relationship with your parents? All right, Dude State Project. He says, thank you very much. Appreciate the support. I can't believe they're out here on a Sunday. See you guys and gals. Get them. Great show. Peace. Peace out, man. Exclusive Princess One says, good luck with that, K. Ray Ray says, I saw an elder leaving my door early Sunday morning during the memorial. I was pissed off because he woke me up ringing my doorbell. Man, I don't even know when the memorial is. It's so crazy. The memorial was such a huge event. I remember, you would everybody would go get dressed up, have the memorial, and everybody immediately would be like, where are we going at? Where are we going to eat after this? Southern Boss Lady says, yeah, I'm in the fading process and I live in another town, so all is good right now. Interesting. The fading process. How many people who are in here now just faded? Who just faded? I'm interested in seeing that because I'm basically a fader too. I just faded away. Who else faded? Did anybody else fade? Marlboro says, I wish I would have faded. What did you do? Ray Ray says, K, they just like the churches. No differences at all. I would beg to differ with that one. I would have to disagree with you on that one, Ray Ray. The Jehovah's Witnesses are much different than churches. At the very least, I can at least say that I've seen churches out helping the community sometimes. Now, churches don't really do as much for the community as the community does for churches. But at the very least, I've seen a church help a community once or twice. Also, if a church member gets hit by a bus, the other church members at the very least would be like, who can give blood to this person because they need some blood? The church is not going to be like, don't give them no blood. There's some huge differences between churches and the Jehovah's Witnesses. Huge differences. I'm not a fan of either one personally, but I do recognize that there are some differences. Sween Rod says, I faded. Exclusive Princess. She says she faded too. So guys, tell me when, okay, Marbo says she got this fellowshipped. So when you're fading, are you fading and at the point of you fading, do you not want anyone to, are you fading because you don't want to be technically disfellowshipped? Personally, I'm asking because personally, I'm just a jerk like that. I didn't care. I couldn't be disfellowshipped formally because I wasn't baptized, because they stopped me from being baptized. So there's like, I guess in my instance, there's either me fading away or me just being read off the platform, since I was, a publisher and taking the attendance at meetings, and I was in, and I had parts, but like if you're fading now, are you fading and are you afraid that they're gonna find out that you're fading? I wasn't afraid of that. I would see them all the time anyway and just walk right by. But are any of us, and I know it's just weird when you see one of them. It's always weird. There's a Jehovah's Witness that works at the Kroger down the street from my house, and he actually was an elder and everything, and he would come to my house while I was still married and try to study with me and help me get further along in the truth. And I see him at the Kroger all the time, and he'll look me right in the face and walk right by, and I'll see him, I'll say, hey, he'll walk right by. So whatever. But tell me what you guys think about that. So Marbo says, I think people fade so that they can still have their family not suffer any collateral damage. Michelle Martin makes a very good statement. SBL, none of us should have to live like that, watching to see if we're going to run into one of them or if we are wearing a Santa hat. Be free. That's true. That's true, man. Who want that tip? What y'all talking about? What y'all talking about over there? What are y'all talking about? Hold on, guys. Let me try this one more time. Give me a second. Try this one more time. It's not working. I'm gonna have to restart my joint before I can do it. It's all right. All right, guys. So what do we think? Have we come to any type of consensus? Is there such a thing as unconditional love? Do we have it? Hold on, now we got some people talking. Here we go. Word on the street, they getting ready to treat faders just like a disfellowship person, FYI. Well, they basically do that now. If they know that you're not coming to the hall and they just see you out in the street and they invite you to come to the hall and you are like, yeah, I'm not coming to the hall. At that point, you're basically done. That's exactly what happened to me with my parents. My parents, I hadn't seen them in a long time. They saw me, and the first thing they said was, "You should come to the hall with us." And I told them, I'm glad you guys found a faith that works for you, but that's not my faith, and I'm not gonna. And I just flat out told them, I'm not coming to the Kingdom Hall. That's not my faith. I'm not doing that. Then the last words I heard from my parents was, "Oh, okay, that was it. Done." They were done at that point. They were like, "All right, well, you're not coming to the hall. We're done." And everybody that knew me, when they see me, they're treating me the same way. Now I will wager it's probably because I know people have heard about what I'm doing. So Ray, one elder mentioned about making me a ministerial servant during my ex-wife fading. I'm like, dude, my wife has left me. Do you think I'm thinking about being a ministerial servant? He didn't care about my situation. Life is so black and white for them. The little things that happen in between, it's like it doesn't matter because life is so black and white for them, man. It's crazy. SBL says, I'm fading due to family, but not for long because it's not healthy. But still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I've been deceived all of my life. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's really tough. That's tough. That's tough, man. I think the fact of wasting your time is very difficult too. But I will say this, SBL. At some point, being someone who has left and has lost their parents and was in for 25 years, 25 years is a long time. 25 years is a real long time to do anything. If you do anything with 25 years straight, you are pretty much a freaking expert at it. But worrying about my relationship with my parents and the relationship with the organization, and it was so unhealthy. It was so hard on me, physically, mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. It was so difficult for me to get over for a long time. And when after that last experience and talking to my parents, when I realized, dude, it was done. When I realized it was over, they were not going to talk to me anymore. It was a wrap. I had to come to that realization. It's a wrap. I'm done. I don't have parents. I just had to come to that realization. I do not have parents. And it's crazy to say that when you know where they live. I literally just drove past their house not too long ago. And they're in there. But I had to kill them for my own health. I literally, like I've said before, I had to sit down in the middle of the floor. This was years ago. I had to sit down in the middle of the floor, turn off all the lights, close the door. I lit a candle, and I just sat there. And in my mind, I was having a funeral for my parents. They were dead. And I let everything that I've ever felt about them leave that day. All the tears, all the feelings, all the love, all the hatred, everything I had, I just had to let it all pour out that day in that floor. And this was back, I was living in this place. There was like three other guys, and we all had our own bedrooms. And I'm really glad that it was somewhere that I will never, ever be again, because I left all that energy in that place. But I literally just sat there and I had that funeral. And after I did that, that was it. That's why I'm able to say things like I said in the other talks about me not having any forgiveness or things like that. Because since I'm dead to them, I'm not gonna continue to have them be alive in my mind while I'm dead in theirs. That's not fair to me. Fuck that shit, man. I am done with that. So at a certain point, I think, to not put too fine a point or too pretty a bow on this, if human beings have unconditional love, have the capacity to have unconditional love, at the very, very least, of course, we should be able to have enough unconditional love for ourselves, not to allow someone to purport to have unconditional love for us, but treat us as someone that they have no love for. I had to choose to have unconditional love for myself first. And in me having unconditional love for me, am I perfect? Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no, I'm not perfect. None of us are, and I'm not. I know the extent of my imperfections. I'm imperfect like a mug. But at the same time, I have to love myself anyway. And in me having unconditional love for myself, despite anything wrong that I've done, it allows me, especially when it comes to my daughter, to have unconditional love for her. No matter what she may do, no matter how she may err, no matter how we may think differently on things. My daughter's an adult. She can do what she wants to do. But I think my job and what will help her to be able to fly higher in life is knowing that no matter how high she flies or how far away she goes, if she ever starts to fall, she knows that I'm going to be there to catch her unconditionally. And loving someone in that way allows them to be able to grow to the best person they can be, because they know they have someone there that has their back. It's hard to fly far and high when you're afraid that you might fall and die. It's hard to learn how to swim if you're afraid you're going to drown while you're learning. It's much easier to learn to swim if you have someone there that you trust and they see you struggle. You know they're going to grab you and you're going to be okay until you get the ability to swim on your own. And even then, there's still lifeguards. So, yeah, sometimes I think we're going to have to learn how to love ourselves unconditionally. SBL says, my parents are in their 70s now, so sometimes I wonder if it's worth telling them. Since I live in another town, I was just thinking about living my life and they live theirs without mentioning religion. Let's look at this chat. Marbo says, so basically, unconditional love means under no circumstances will you display love which nullifies love at its state of the way it appears, and that's real. Patricia Mint. What's up, Patricia? She says, I don't have my children or my man because I would be a number two. Marbo says, you lose your family because you chose not to knock on doors. Like, really think about this. That is a good point, man. Because you choose not to knock on doors. SBL, my parents, I read that. Patricia Mint says, relationships are like that. You break up and the other person goes their own way. SBL, I wonder if it's even possible to do that because they always press the issue. It's not like they are able to allow you to just live in your truth, I guess, however you want to say it, or live on your own journey. They don't do that. They always press the issue. At some point, they're going to bring up religion. It's going to happen unless you tell them, hey, don't ever bring up religion. And then 9 times out of 10, they're not going to respect that. They're going to bring it up anyway. But if you tell them not to bring up religion, that's basically you telling them, I don't want to hear about your religion because I don't agree with it, which is going to make them not want to talk to you even more. It's catch-22 with that one. It's a catch-22 with that one. Marbo says, we just buried my granddad, and my grandmother, who was 86, told me I need to get back on the boat. That is crazy, man. Patricia Mint says, like, crackheads bringing up crack. That's funny. That's true. It's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true. All right, guys. Well, it is 1 o'clock. It has been a fun time as usual. I love speaking with you guys. Next Sunday, I'm going to be discussing a topic. I've been putting this off for a minute, but I think it's finally time to go ahead and have this conversation. So next Sunday, I'll go ahead and post the thumbnail for it and everything, but I'll just let you guys see. I'm not going to tell you. This is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be pretty interesting. Marbo says, that's why I was row your boat gently down the stream. Yeah. Marbo says, I'll call in next time you do a show. So guys, yeah, we're going to, this is going to be the Sunday thing. The Sunday XJW thing. Michelle Martin says, thank you for letting me attend today's service in my PJs. SBO says, without telling them my view on the JW religion or the research I've discovered. Man, SBO, that's going to be so tough, man. That's going to be so tough. I mean, think about it. When they start talking about stuff that you know is not true and it's jacked up, man, that's going to be so, like, really, would you be able to not say something? Sweeney Rod says, thanks for organizing this XJ Dub meeting, Kfitz. Glad I could attend wearing a beard. Hey, me too, bro. Me too, bro. Oh man, right? Marbo is like, it's like, where do you start? You know, if you can, SBL, if you can have that relationship where you guys can have a relationship without talking about religion, that would be beautiful. And I think that's what we all hope that we could have. It's just difficult to have it, because it's very rare that they will respect your wishes enough to allow that to happen. But if you can do that, man, let us know. Let us know. And I hope everything works out with you with that. I know it's difficult. Trust me, I know it's difficult. We've all been there, so I know it's difficult. It's just like one of those situations where either it works out and you can have that relationship, or it doesn't and you have to sever the relationship. And I just hate that we are, faced with those things. It's kind of not cool. All right, guys. Well, yeah, I know their age is a problem. That is hard to know that one day they're not going to be there and you may not speak to them. I hate that. I deal with the same things, so it's difficult. So, guys, ultimately, I feel like we're just going to have to make sure that we have unconditional love for ourselves, man. So that way we can show that unconditional love to the people that matter to us now. We may not have the family that we had originally, but some of us, I'm sure, we have, one, this XJW family, and two, we have the family of people that we've bonded with since leaving the organization. So, yeah, man, we're just going to have unconditional love for ourselves. So I'm going to wrap it on up. I need to go hit the gym, get my workout in real quick. And so next Sunday, same time, I think it's going to be much easier going forward to, excuse me, to keep everything going. I finally got everything all set up. Got everything all set up and working right. So we're good. So yeah, next Sunday, same time, I'll go ahead and post the topic so we can start looking into it. I think it's going to be an interesting conversation, guys. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for coming in, watching the show, supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys. And I will see you all next Sunday. I might do a couple of live streams between now and Sunday, but we'll see. But I'll definitely see you guys next Sunday. All right. See you guys soon. And as always, peace.